So we're back, gonna test the audio. All right, cool. So I think I have the data I need. Um, One thing I realized when I was thinking about it is for the simulator, I need to actually use the high and the low and the close. I could use the close. That's, well, mm, doesn't really matter. OP, I forgot what OP was. Official open price, that's fine. Those are fine. Volume weighted can be the open, it's fine. And what's A? Wait, is OP O? Volume weighted O. Did I forget O? Oh no, I just renamed it open to O. Um, should probably, instead of renaming, just do this. It'd be less confusing. Creating extra columns, but then I'm removing them when I do this, so it doesn't matter. Open, close, hello, and then symbol. Where does that go? Right here. Sim is, or no, no, that's right. Um, Data, df, ticker. All right, that should be good. The reason I need open, or I need the high and the low, is because I need to have it at some point hit the high or the low, because this is minute data and I need to simulate second data. So if it doesn't hit the high and the low, I could um, miss that when it hits that price, even though it actually did hit that price. So, yeah, basically when I run the server, the mock server, it will, trying to think. Yeah, it'll take this data and then it will basically create a random value um between the open and the high and the low. I think that's how I'm gonna do it every second. Um and then it will have to have guaranteed to hit both the high and the low before the close. Wonder what the best way to do that would be. I could always have it hit the high and the low at some specified second mark. It'd probably be the best way to do it because then it'd be easy to test. And it would probably be good to do that, like, and the thing is, at least for what I'm doing, it could be the same. No, it couldn't be the same second mark because that wouldn't make sense, but it could be like one right after the other. Um, because um for what I'm doing, it doesn't matter second to second, in terms of like the high and the low clashing, because it's basically I'm looking for something that has reached a high point pretty much in the near term, and then the low and the high of that candle won't really matter, basically. So that's good. Um, yeah, I think that's the way to do it. Basically, at the same time, probably right after the minute starts, it should hit the high and low, just because if I'm running it through, it'd be easy to test that. Yeah, and I could adjust that instead of some random time that I'm just sitting there waiting for when it happens, which is unnecessary. One reason this is important too, instead of like mock data, um, like totally mocking out the data, which is another thing I should test too at some point, just to make sure like if a bunch of things hit at once, hit targets at once, how would the server, well, the server should work the same, but how would the client handle that? If a bunch of price targets hit on a bunch of different stocks at once, that would be a good way or reason to use mock data, because then I could easily simulate that. But for using real data, the advantage of that, or as close to as possible data, as real data, that one good reason for that is you can, I think this is important. You can test it on when basically to be able to load anytime, because if you like say the scanner crashes, which would be the client in this case, the scanner, looking for if it hits certain targets, price targets, then it would having real data would be a good way to test, oh, okay, can I just it shut down? Can I restart it at this time? And is it going to get the same calculations correctly? And pick off where it pick up where it left off. Whereas if I was using mock data, I guess I could do it that way, but I don't know. And again, as I mentioned before, another reason it's good is I can easily verify with a third party application like Thinkorswim, so or more easily verify it. So that's good. I'm gonna stick with what I'm doing. So I forgot what this does. Let me see. I have an idea. It creates some output data, but where does it put it? Am I deleting it? Does it output it somewhere? From minutes and minutes open group predict. Was I just testing the speed? Oh, right. Slow to write that much data to file. Right. Okay. That's why I'm not outputting it. Temp data dir. I do want to see the format though, even though I've already seen it. And we're only using a subsection of it, or yeah, a section of it. So it won't be too bad. And then that would be here. I already looked at this last time. I just want to double check it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that looks good. All right. Um, wow, there's a stock A, double A, triple A. Is that same thing for B? B, double B, triple B, no triple B. Well, no. Alright, anyways. BB is, I think, BlackBerry, right? Alright, anyways. Cool. So we have an example we can look at if we want to. The next thing to do is basically, this is the testing, have it actually start running. Um, oh man, I might not go too long right now. I'm kind of tired. Let's see. Um, yeah. So I'm gonna have this run in all one script. So I need to copy some code from here to over there. Don't need JSON, but I'll copy it over for now. Gzip. Do I need this? Yeah, I do actually. Um, did I get rid of JSON? Yeah. Okay. And then we have data dir, is that, extract the file. I think how this is gonna work. Yeah. So you should be able to start the server on any particular day. And then, which I can say, do I have that somewhere? Not quite, but I comment this out for now. Oh, here's the date. Okay. So, just copying some stuff, and I'll rearrange it later. Probably maybe put some stuff in functions. We'll see. This will be the last part. Yeah, I'm not using any of that. Okay. Don't really need this. In fact, data df. I usually would call it df if that's the only one in the file and I don't need like a label for it, but I'm just gonna stick with this name because I don't feel like renaming and I know what this is for. And yeah. Alright, let's get rid of this, get rid of this. I'm gonna leave that. Assumes all entries are for the same day. Yep, that's fine. For multiple days. And I'll leave that in there for now. Okay. And then let's grab this date. I'll just call it start date. Start date. Actually put it all the way at the top. Um, Start date. Okay. So just gonna have a global variable called data df. And then I'll just call this definition init data for now. Might rename that and then throw this in here as well. And call init data, and then let's see, CSV file path is, I should really be passing all this in here. But and then let's make these lowercase. Is there a way to do that? Data dir, start date, Just makes it clear I'm not reading the global constant, although that would work too. I should probably make these named, but whatever. I'm gonna do that later. Okay. So we have nanoseconds. Looks good. Looks good. I shouldn't call this init data or data df. This should just be called. It's not returning anything right now, actually. Return JSON data. Minute data. Let's print minute data. Hey, web developer. Do I follow 100 devs? I don't think I know what that is. I think I've heard of that, but I don't know what it is. Or I've seen someone on Twitch that had that hashtag, I think. What is it? Let me look. 100 devs. Oh, it's a channel. Oh wait, what is this? Oh, it's a boot camp. Web application development community, $10,000 a month. Web development community, small business. Choose a sponsorship. Solidarity, not charity. Oh, this is yeah, it's like a boot camp, but is it optional payment? Is that what that means by sponsorship? Not sure what this is. Hundred devs. Oh, there we go. Free full stack web development account. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's so this is not like a required payment. This is like a suggested contribution, I guess. I don't know. Interesting. I like it. Alright, once you sponsor, we'll schedule a discovery call to figure out your needs. Timeline gets you live as soon as possible. Actually, I'm not sure how this works. Oh, is this like, I don't know. Is this something where the students are building stuff too? I don't know. I don't get it. That kind of makes sense actually. All right. What am I building? I'm just working on the same thing as last time. Just the WebSockets mock thing, so I can make sure. What am I doing here? So I can make sure that that my scanner will work. So I can basically test my what's gonna be a scanner. Right now it's nothing. For certain calculations and price targets on stocks will work with the basically so I could test it while the stock market's not open and test it at different time periods. I'm trying to mock basically the Polygon API or the Polygon WebSockets. Polygon IO WebSocket. So this per second. Basically, you're going to create a thing that'll go every second and then return data that looks like that in the same way as these API does, is what I'm trying to do right now. And then from there, I'm going to use that to test and build out the scanner that will look for, calculations and then save that to a probably Firebase database, any sort of things it finds, which then people, probably one or two people that I know, will connect to that and get real-time notifications when they occur. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Basically just building out the mock um, Polygon WebSockets API for now. So we have minute data. Firebase is expensive. I agree. It depends on what you're using. It depends on what you're using it for. Because this is not like a production application that I am gonna release out to the public. So I have been using it actually for real-time notifications on the free tier on this plan for others stuff, and it has worked perfectly, and there's has not cost a penny. So it depends on what you're doing. If you're using it for like an application with more than like one or two users or whatever your needs are, I can see how it can get very expensive because of the yeah, gigabytes downloaded is probably would be a large amount, and this would probably be much higher than 100 or whatever. But yeah, for what I'm using it for, it's actually perfect and completely free for now at least. But the other option, two options, I'm gonna look at the one that you mentioned. Pusher is another option I've heard of that I might look into if I need it. Also could be cheap or expensive, I don't really know. And then what were you saying? Um, Self-hosted MySQL database. Um, I think the implementation of that would be harder. Not super hard, but harder. Because I would need to I mean, maybe there's stuff I'm not sure, but I need to poll the database every second or whatever, which could work. But I like having the idea of like connecting to a WebSocket and then it just, as soon as the data comes in, it notifies or it has an event that occurs and you can react to the event. Um, is there a way to have that event-based thing or without my own implementation, or is would polling maybe work? I don't know. But yeah, that's definitely an option. It could work. Also self-hosted MySQL or Postgres would I would just have to set up a little bit more like infrastructure or whatever to handle that. Not a lot. Not a lot. It wouldn't be bad. That's an option. It's an option. I don't know. But for what I'm using it for right now, this is working amazing. It's free. So you can't really beat that. I don't see it ever costing any money, to be honest. I could be wrong. Because even like these notifications, let's say it came up with 100 a day, 100 notifications a day. The gigabyte store would never be large, but I do clean this out every week anyways. Like I clear out the old data. You could download it, save it somewhere, and then clear it out. So that's not going to be an issue. And then gigabytes downloaded. This could potentially at some point be an issue, but not with like two users. So for now, it's perfect for me. But yeah, um, but yeah, Postgres. Okay, I could look into that at some point. And I might do that maybe if I were to have a public scanner, a public notifications application, which I had thought about doing at some point, but for now, this is perfect. How would that work? Actually, I want to look into that really quick. Google. Actually, I'm just gonna ask ChatGPT. What am I doing? How do you use real? How about this? I'm currently using Firebase ArchDB so that users can get real-time notifications, updates. I don't want to say notifications because that implies something. Updates when some event happens. How can I replicate this in MySQL or Postgres local deployment? Hmm, interesting. Okay. I did not know that. Wow. I might use that at some point. That's a great idea. Listen, Postgres. What about Notify? Postgres. What is this? Oops. Notify command sends a notification event with an optional payload to each client application as previously executed listen channel. Okay. So that works, they work together. Does it say either or? No, it says both. MongoDB, yeah. I definitely knew that for sure with MongoDB. Um, which I know you can deploy locally as well. Yeah, it's an option. It's definitely an option. Um, I guess here's the thing, like, here's the problem. Let's say the problem with this, and again, I could set this up, but like, if I were to host it locally, let me think about this. So it actually, so it's not a big deal, but like, let's say I was gonna host it, on a server, for example. So I would need some level of server, maybe $5 a month would work, maybe 10, I don't know. But that is a monthly charge. It's not a lot of money, but that's a monthly charge. So that's one option. And right now Firebase is free. Um, if I didn't use a server, and let's say I put MongoDB or Postgres or whatever on a local computer, that would have to be running all the time and hopefully not shut down, which I actually have a computer set up to do that for stock stuff, so that's fine. But the only other problem with that is I would have to set up some sort of infrastructure or some way of giving access to that database to the outside world, like through a website, because that's how it works right now. Which wouldn't be hard, but it would be some extra setup and with how do you do that? With like SSH, with I don't know, there's ways to get through network routers and all that stuff that you can use. But that's the two issues. So it actually would cost more money if I were to put it on a server. Maybe my MongoDB is free on their cloud thing, but then that's the same thing as um as Firebase. But yeah, I did not know that they had this list, and that's pretty cool. That is an option. We might actually use that. We might definitely use that. That is very cool. So you don't have to pull um, the database. You actually get an event. That's pretty cool. That is very cool. I'm gonna use that at some point. I don't know when. You could do this in MongoDB, change streams, but you need 3 instances. Yeah. So I could definitely use a free tier on MongoDB, but then that's the same thing as Firebase. Like it's just I'm using the free tier on Firebase. But yeah, absolutely. I've used MongoDB in the past. I'm just very familiar with Firebase. I think it works really well. Um, I know a lot of people talk crap about Google Cloud and all that, but man, I've never had any issues at all in any way. So, and I'm on the free tier, and I literally can't charge me because I don't have the credit card. So I, yeah, so far it's been working well. But definitely an option, and MySQL, I'm sorry, not MySQL, Postgres. That's really cool. I'll definitely look into that at some point. Because yeah, I could imagine this would be very expensive. Um, on a paid tier, 1 GB or $1 per gigabyte downloaded, that could get expensive real fast, depending on what application you have going. So yeah, but for now, works great. They can also charge for requests. Yeah, yeah, that's what this is basically. Or oh no no no, you're right. This is not request. Excuse me. No, you're right. You're 100% right. The egress or is it egress? Egress going out. Yeah, the egress is a separate charge. You're 100% right. Yeah, gigabyte downloaded is not. Or is this the same? I'm actually confused now. Pricing. Can I cap the usage? This should be an option, honestly, on pretty much any API. I understand why they, a lot of reasons why they don't. But at the same time, you could always implement your own cap system, so it's not a huge deal. Because I know people have complained like, oh, I could go way past my cap. Well, you can have a middle layer that makes sure it doesn't go past the cap, so it's kind of on you. Um, I do like how like OpenAI has a way to cap though, and you don't have to worry about that. Why do I need billing? What did I want to look at? Egress? It's not easy to find right now. But yeah, I think that egress is separate from the database, the gigabytes downloaded, but I could be wrong. Not sure. Which would be basically the bandwidth. Oh, do they charge for per request? Um, so here's the thing. There's two databases. I believe, I could be wrong. I believe this one is more expensive, and it definitely charges per request, as far as I can tell. I use this one down here. It just, yeah, handles everything I need to do. But nice to have some other options. Postgres is definitely going to be my go-to if this doesn't work out and Mongo doesn't work out, because I might like go over to Mongo if this doesn't work out for some reason. All right, let's see. So print minute data, is Python in this terminal? No, it's not. Why is it not? There it is. Exit Python WebSocket server. No module name WebSockets. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. That should take a minute. Yeah. What's going on? Why is this taking so long? Oh, shit. Oh, it's fine. Why does it kind of take longer, though? Hold on. Print one. Is it this part that's taking so long, or is it something else? Let me see. One, two, three, yeah. To return. It like queues up the print or whatever. Okay. That's actually what's taking the most time. Interesting. Alright. Not the most time, but more time than I thought. I do everything in Node because all I know is JavaScript, TypeScript. Yeah, to be honest, what's really interesting is I used to do everything in Node up until fairly recently, because that's like I had used other languages because of in school mostly, and just I don't know, just messing around. But yeah, I still use Node all the time. Um, to be honest, it's all over the projects for the stock stuff I do and for other stuff. And I try to use it whenever I can, and I totally agree. It's really good for events and stuff like that. But I've, for data analysis, it's not as good as Python. It's just not, um, in any way. So, and pretty much if you're doing data analysis, you need to learn Python. As far as I know, maybe there's, maybe you could use other languages like R or whatever that I guess are good for that, but I don't know. But the reason you need it too is this package called Pandas. It's like Excel for Python. So it gives you all sorts of operations you could do on tabular data, and it's extremely fast. It's faster than Node for those kind of calculations because it acts on columns where it knows that all the data types are the exact same, so it could do a lot of optimization, and it runs in C with NumPy, so it's really fast. So Python itself is not fast, but Pandas and NumPy, which are two libraries that you can use in Python to analyze data, are extremely fast if you use them the correct way. Yeah. So for data analysis, oh, and then my point was, there's some things that I used to do all the time with Node that actually are just so much easier in Python. That I do now more in Python. It is mostly like looking at data and manipulating data, like creating like a file in one format, and I need to convert it into so it's in another format. Stuff like that. I have started using Python a little bit more for like basic tasks like that, where I used to just use Node all the time. That being said, I still use Node pretty much all the time for all the projects I'm working on, and I work on it. I use Node daily and JavaScript daily, but I used to not like or not care about Python. Now I think it's extremely useful and valuable to know for, especially for data analysis. And yeah, obviously you can do data analysis in other languages, even Node. In fact, there's something Danfo.js, which I've used and I'm using in one of my projects, is similar to Pandas, um, but uh, but yeah, most data analysis, as far as I know, is done in Python. It's just so much easier. It's like using Excel, but you get extra functionality on top of it. I'm actually, I'm actually gonna write this down really quick. Remind myself, Postgres, listen, notify events. I already know about MongoDB, but I'll write it down anyways, just in case, some alternatives. Alright. Python, there are a lot of libraries. Exactly. Yeah, it's amazing. And it's fast too, like extremely fast. For if you're using operations, they call it vectorized operations, which are operations on one column or one array that is all of the same type. If you have that, it can go very fast. Um, let's see. So I'm getting the data. That's good. And now how do I Python run every second run function every second, but on the second. local time. Okay, let's try this. Don't need that function probably, but I'll try it. Just comment this out. Import time. Let's see, get the current time, wait until the next second. Okay, so it's an infinite loop. Sleep time is 1 minus, interesting. Wait until the next second. Huh, interesting. Why do I need local time? I don't think I do. Can I just use time? Oh, I see why. It's using local time, so I could show you, I think. Python, WebSockets, server. That's perfect. If I did something just like, I just want to see if I did something like this, what happens if I do just that? Just curious. Does it matter? How would this differ? Here, actually, can you have it show nanoseconds so that I can verify it's happening on the second? Oh, okay. Let's just put this separately. I just want to see if this is doing what I think it's doing. Um, One thing too I like about Python is it has a lot of built-in stuff where you don't have to install npm packages and figure out, okay, is this package good to use? I don't know. One, two, two. All right. Module has no attribute from timestamp. Ah, from date time. There we go. Let's try that again. Interesting. So it doesn't exactly happen on the second, does it? I don't think it's a big deal. Um, I can just see the sync, it getting out of sync though, right? Would that happen? Hmm. How about this? I just mean this part. I want to show nanoseconds. No, 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 dude. Is there no way to only use this to show it? Maybe there's not. Okay, thank you. Ooh, microseconds. That actually could work. Okay, how about just microseconds, not nanoseconds? There we go. So can I just do this? Can't I just do this? Let me see. Hold on 1 second. No. Okay. Is ChatGPT good for generating code? I use Amazon Q. Interesting. I've never tried Amazon Q. I might have to try that. I think it's good. Sometimes it screws up. Sometimes it gets in a loop and you have to start a new conversation because it can't make any progress because of the prompts you've already asked it, confuse it, and you have to ask it a different way or start a new one. Sometimes I found the old model, or actually a lot of times I found the old model is better. I should probably just be using it all the time. So GPT-4 has worked a lot better for me than GPT-4o, but I don't know. I want to give this one more of a chance. And then 3.5 I don't use anymore because it's pretty bad. So the free one, they said they're going to release this for free. I don't know if that has already happened because I'm using paid. Um, but this one either still is or was the only free one they had, and it was good for its time, like when it first came out, but it's pretty bad. It's good for very simple things, like what I'm doing here, it could probably work okay, but if anything's somewhat complex, it's not very good, and it makes a lot of mistakes. Um, but I haven't tried Amazon Q. It might be pretty good. I've seen it. I know it's integrated in some of their stuff. Um, now I've noticed that. I haven't personally used it though. Let's see here. Let's try microseconds. They have a VS Code plugin? Nice. It's weird, like I am not I've never used it, but I can see not liking I don't think I ever will use Copilot, but having a plugin where I don't have to go here and I could ask it stuff about my code, that would be pretty nice. Because right now copy code, come here, go here, paste. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, if I could use a plugin, if I could use a plugin to just make that process a little bit more smooth, that'd be pretty nice. And I might look into that. I'm always a little bit sketched out about like smaller companies. I probably shouldn't be, but smaller companies installing their plugins and this and that. But Amazon, that's a huge company, and it's free. That's pretty nice. So yeah, I'll have to try that. I'm not gonna try it right this second, but I will write it down. Let's see. Amazon Q generator. Nice. I will definitely try this. Not right this second though. Amazon QVS code plugin. Shit. If I could do everything ChatGPT can do for me, that'll save me 20 bucks a month. That'd be nice. And it has access to your code. So, thank you. Um, yeah, I'll have to try that. So I don't need to copy and paste. Yeah, I'll try it out. Alright, let's see what this does. So it's not happening on the second. I don't think that's a big deal. I'm not going to worry about it too much, but if I can get it perfectly, fairly easily, I'll do that. If not, I'm just going to move on and have a little bit of slippage. Not a big deal. I can't think of why it would matter if there was some slippage on that, but I would rather not think too hard about that and just have it work. But again, I'm not going to worry about it too much. In fact, if it doesn't work this time, I'm just going to move on and probably go with the first solution it gave me. Hmm. Yeah, this looks pretty good. A lot of downloads, 5 reviews, 5 stars. Let me see something. Amazon Q versus. Oh, no, 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 no. Amazon Q VS Code plugin versus. Yeah, let's just check this out. Amazon Q and VS Code as a code assistant. 12 minutes. It's pretty nice. Looks pretty nice. Let me see. Amazon. I know you said it was free, but is it a free tier or is it always free? How does it work? Free tier. So what is the difference? Limited monthly access of advanced features. Review code licenses. Free. Code faster. Code suggestions and ID and CLI. Very interesting. I'll have to try it at some point. Cool. Alright. Did this new code work? Did I even try this? I don't remember. I don't think I did this yet, did I? Server. It's using time delta. This is 5. Oh, this is 4. What the f— Wait, is this the one I'm thinking of? Next second, 1 second, replace microsecond. Yeah, none of these work. But it's not a big deal. So I'm just wondering if I just do time.sleep1. What am I getting out of this? It's worse. Interesting. Okay. This is much closer. Well, I mean, that could have been when I started it, but obviously that doesn't work. Uh, I can just get rid of all these blank lines. It's probably pretty much any time I start it, it's closer to the second. That's good. Okay. I like that one. Let's try 3 again. About the same. Okay, both those seem to work fine. I actually like the time delta one because it's more clear. Um, Let me see if this is any better. These are microseconds, so it's more precise. I mean nanoseconds. That's pretty good too. I think they're all about the same. What's one? Yeah, we don't know about one. Alright. Yeah, that doesn't even show us. So that is almost worthless. The one that is the most clear is this. So I'm gonna go with that one. And it seems to work pretty well. No big deal if it's slightly past. There's gotta be some processing time or clock time or whatever it's causing that. Alright. And then again, if I do sleep time 1, this could be way off, right? Yeah. That's just depends on when I hit it. Okay, cool. Alright, let me use this. And I'll throw all these examples on this trash bin over here, basically. Just so I have them for some reason. You want them later. Alright, delete all this. Okay. Almost at the moment of truth to see how slow this shit is. Um, just add this. I don't care about these messages. This repository is just for seeing the changes right now in this testing code. So those commit messages are not what I would normally do. Um, let's see, execute on the second. Start server, serve. WebSockets, Python. By the way, if you're still here, web developer, I think last time you said you're working on, I could be way off on this. You're working on some sort of Forex signal public service. Is that is that correct? And are you still working on it, or what else are you working on? if that's not true. Oh, that's true. Nice. How's that going? Let's see. Pip install WebSockets. I can't believe this is not installed already. Sorry I did this. Import sys. Let's get rid of this. Bring these back in. Sys.exit. No module WebSockets. Wow. I cannot believe it. Did I imagine installing that? Or what? What's going on? Swear I installed that. Hold on 1 second. I don't enjoy installing libraries I've never heard of, but this one looks okay. Alright, am I still getting that error? No. Wow. I guess I didn't have it installed. Interesting. Um, execute on the second. Let's just let this run for a second. Hope over 2 weeks you'll launch a website. Oh, nice. Nice, dude. When you launch it, let me know. If you remember and have time. I want to check it out. Very nice. Okay, cool. Is this, I need some sort of thing. Oh, I commented all this out. Okay. So, let's bring this back in. Let's say the beginning of this function, we'll say print initializing data. Um, print finished initializing data. So I know what's going on. So we have that. Move this down here. For the moment. Move this down here. Two spaces. Two spaces. Blank lines. Okay. So yeah, this takes about 7 seconds or so. And then it's running. Okay, cool. And then in this tab, again, just make sure this still works. Python, WebSockets, client. Cool. And that connects, sends a message, and then, yeah, sends it back. All right. So, how do I want to do this? Echo, serve, echo, path, WebSocket, path. So, here, let's leave this as an example, and then execute on the second. Um, can I pass? Wait, WebSocket. Let me see. WebSocket dot send test formatted time. Oh no no no. Formatted time. Get rid of this. Oops. WebSocket. Cool. See what that does. Init data, init data. What is this gonna do? Let's get rid of this init data thing. And then what happens if I connect now? So WebSockets connect as a WebSocket, message, print, await, response, await, WebSocket receive. Um, how do, okay, new chat. How do I make this connect to the WebSocket server and listen and print every message the server sends? Do not send any messages from client for now. So async WebSockets connect, print, try. Okay, cool. Let's listen. Let's try that. Oops, did I grab all that? Yeah. Let's get rid of that. Let's see. Connected. Okay, I needed to await something. Just go back here. Um, Here's the server. What's wrong? Additionally, it should be, yeah. Alright. Here's where I want to commit the changes and see what it changed. So it does await. Await WebSocket send. Okay. Dude, sometimes I don't like when it does that, but that's okay. I don't want you to erase my comments, dude. Come on. Alright, there we go. I'll leave that, it's fine. So we're doing await, which it said in the error message, and then what else? Why do we need that exactly? To ensure function is non-blocking, okay. Made execute on the second an asynchronous function. Okay, cool. Let's try that. Try the server. Very nice. Oh, what the hell? What's going on? What was that? Why did it do that? Was that just the terminal glitching out? Seems to be fine. And this, what's this? No close frame. Oh, I see. Wow, it actually did not get rid of commented out code. I think all I did was add this. But let's move this back in here. Not sure this is actually what I want, but um okay, let's commit this. just to see the changes. I'm pretty sure it's that try, accept only. Yeah, bring that back in for now. Cool. Looks good. Layers should have 2 spaces. Okay. Don't need that. Um, cool. Wonder what happened that one time. So I want to see if I switch this over to, if I start this on right now. So this should change the same time this changes, right? Let's see. Yeah, pretty close. And then let's see if I stop this, wait about 5 seconds, should be